Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing my review for Big City Grains Season 2 episode episode 25, right? It's episode 25? Yeah, episode 25. This is the first half and this is called Date Night, right? Yeah, so this is Date Night, and I was actually really excited when this first came out. I forgot when. And I rewatched it today. But when it first came out, and because I actually saw a promo for this, I was like, oh yeah, Gabriella's coming back because she just came back from Montreal. She just came back from Europe, or at least she got back late the night before. I would say, because Europe and they're in America, different time zones. I'm not sure when her flight left, so it's kind of hard to say because when we actually got a glimpse of her room, only a little bit. So I'm not sure if her not boxes but her suitcase, if it's in her room, but we just didn't see it, or maybe it didn't get a good look at it, or maybe it's in her living room or something, or family room, or I don't know, maybe it's in the patio. We better get it out of there. Someone can steal it. Don't put it in the patio. Unless someone's keeping watch on it, but I don't know. So yeah, we get to see Gabriella again, and it's not just on a phone call because that was the first thing we saw. No, she's in the actual episode, so that's pretty cool. So I was really excited about this episode, but I have to tell you, the honest truth. This isn't one of my favorites. That's what even makes it more disappointing because it not really build up, but basically, we had that thing where it was what was it? The beginning of the second half of season 2, where Cricket basically said to Gabriella that he likes her, and Gabriella reciprocated, like, I like you too, and Gabriella asked him out and he said yes. Just to say that they're boyfriend girlfriend and just go out, like, not to hold hands and exchange gifts and give each other kisses. Will they do a first kiss? I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure how old Gabriella is, but I'm just assuming the same age as Cricket, Remy, and Tilly. So let's see. Through all of season 1 and the first half of season 2, Remy has been 9 years old, and now he's 10 because we did his birthday episode. And Tilly has been like what? For like all of season 1, she's been like 11, and season 2, remember she had that Tilly episode where she said I'm a pre-teenager, which means 11. So around then she's like, so right now she's like 11 and a half. And I would say Cricket is still 10, I believe. 10 and a half maybe. So Gabriella might be 10, maybe 9. I'm not sure. I don't think 8. I think, yeah, I don't think she'd be 8. So 10, maybe she's 11 like Tilly. It's kind of hard to say because sometimes they say the age, sometimes they don't. So it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, there's just things that happen in this episode where it's not my favorite. There are a couple moments where I love it, and Cricket and Gabriella's dynamic, it's so good because because they just have a connection where they get each other. Because you know how when you look at shows and you kind of say like, oh, they have a really great sibling dynamic, or they have this great relationship where it's like they're always like there for each other, or they complement each other and stuff like that. Kind of like Ida and Rain. I guess spoilers for season 2 where they introduce Rain. So if you only watch my season 1 reviews, I'm sorry, but Rain whispers and Ida Clawthorne. They complement each other really well. And I guess I would say Luce and Amity for the most part, but really Ida and Rain. So what was I talking about? So yeah, Cricket and Gabriella, they just complement each other. They, I'm glad they're still at that young age where they aren't gonna get into like a huge argument or something. That might happen later down the seasons. It might happen, but because there's that thing. It's just sorry, spoilers, where basically Cricket's dad goes overboard with this was my son's first date. Even though Cricket many times told him it's not first date, but Bill doesn't listen for some reason. I don't know. It infuriates me. I guess that was the point, but And basically, Cricket was trying to apologize to Gabriella, and Gabriella's like, "Hey, I totally understand. It's not your fault, and you tried to stop it, and wasn't anything you can do. And I totally recognize the situation too. It's kind of uncomfortable, but you didn't do anything wrong. I love that. Gabriella didn't, or Gabs, he calls her. I love it. Didn't get mad at him. Thank you. I was really worried. I was like, oh my goodness, is she gonna lash out? Like, no, she totally understood. She totally understood, and I love that. And how Gabriella said, "Hey, even though we're stuck in this situation, we can make this night fun." See, then so I suppose they do this whole prank thing at this fancy restaurant. The pranks itself, I think, are funny, especially the faces they make is very mischievous. I love it. The two rapscallions, but the rich people interacting with the prank is just not funny. I don't know. Maybe I just need a different sense of humor to get it. But just one person, oh, I look silly. He's like shaking his butt. And there's another person who's like, oh, it's like this was a linguine type of noodles. Like it's wrapped around my ankles. It's tied together. I had to eat my way out. And he's doing very dramatically. And there was another, thing where it was a weird thing where it kind of reminds with the Remy birthday episode where the guy wearing the costume. I guess spoilers for that episode. It was like before this. I forgot how many episodes, but it was before this. Where he said, "Oh, no one can see the tears when you wear the mask," and like he was kind of like depressed. It's kind of, ugh. And this one he's like, it's kind of crazy because he's like, "Oh, look, there goes my one nice night to have dinner of my did he say he have a horrible life? I'm not sure, but he did like a ha like oh life sucks for me. Did you really need to put that in there? I don't know. It kind of felt a little. Me personally, I just felt a little uncomfortable by that. Just like, I don't know. Are we supposed to feel bad for him? Because the normal type average person if this was in real life would feel bad, right? Or is this supposed to be funny? But I don't find it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't find this funny. Like I just like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. You won't like. I'm not saying like I would pay for him like another meal to celebrate his night, but maybe. What I talk to him? I'm not even sure. But I'm not even. Wait, hold on. I'm just even talking about some key points. But basically, this episode's not a failure, but I think this really could have gone better. But without any dilly dallying, let's get on with the episode. And I didn't mean to like start a rant in like the beginning. I just wanted to say that I was really excited for this episode. There was even promos for it, especially for like the second half of this episode, which does have the clip, which I think is pretty good. Also, I need to rewatch that before I begin that half of the review. But yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit better. But maybe when I'm actually talking about it through scene by scene, maybe I might like it better. I'm not sure, but hey, we'll figure it out together. Okay, so and again, I love the title cards. It's in a heart-shaped chocolate box, and it's that, what would you call it? It's like a white wrapping or something. It has like a design. It's like where like the chocolates are on top of it. The chicken's trying to get the chocolate. Alice is trying to shoot the chicken away because Gabriella's calling. And Alice's grandma's like, "Who is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's you again." So I guess she's been calling before. Like, "Oh, come on, Craig. Come on, Grandma." And your Cricket's grandma, get off the phone. And she's like, "Oh, I told you a million times. There's no way Cricket Green has a girlfriend." And then Cricket's like, "Grandma, please give me the phone." He said, "Okay, fine." And then we get to hear Gabrielle again. Hooray, she's back from Montreal. I love it. Hopefully, blah, words. Hopefully, we get to see her more episodes. Because she's like, if it isn't Gabriella, what was it? Carlita? Right? It was Carlita, right? Yeah. Gabriella Carlita Espinoza. I can't believe it. I mean, I didn't fully memorize it because they said it in the episode, so. It's, oh, my girlfriend. And I actually. It's kind of like a morbid joke because Alice is like, Dad said, "It's finally time. I lost it. I'm coming, Ernest. Come take me." So, and Ernest is her late husband. He passed away. Bill's father, Cricket and Tilly's grandfather. So it's kind of like a morbid joke. But I'm glad that Alice is still talking about Ernest and he is still in her heart. I love that because what was I gonna say? he's not an important part of the story, but I just think he is still an important part of the Green family, if that kind of makes any sense. Even though he's passed away, I still think he's kind of important because they still keep bringing him up, and he, he's gonna live in the hearts of all the the Green family members, and I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if Bill talked about his father with Nancy. That would be a pretty cool flashback episode, where because again we only saw Nancy's dad, but we never with Nancy's mom. I think it'd be a pretty cool flashback episode where they kind of talk about like maybe it's Mother's Day, maybe it's Father's Day. They could actually do Mother's Day. That'd be pretty cool when they do it because I'm like they already did Father's Day with Bill and was that season one? Season two? Yeah, it was season two. The first half season. Was it the first half? I don't remember anymore. But it was in season two where they did the Father's Day, which is pretty cool. But I think it'd be pretty cool if they can do Mother's Day, and they could do Mother's Day in the present if they want and not do in the past. But I think it'd be a pretty cool idea is to put that in the past, and it would be a pretty cool exploration of, where's Nancy's mom, and maybe Bill asks that question, and maybe there could be like a secret plotline where Nancy doesn't actually know, and maybe we get a little bit more of a dimensional character with Nancy's father. Because again, no spoilers for season 3, but there's a little thing with Nancy's dad which kind of makes me not like him anymore than I did. Because when again I reviewed the episode where we were first introduced him, like in that flashback episode, where I'm just kind of like, you're kind of a slime ball of a guy. But Nancy seemed to care about you. So yeah, maybe make him more of a dimensional character. And that'd be nice. But besides all that, man, I lost track of my place of the episode. Oh, and basically, and it's like, oh, hey, it's Gabriella, my girlfriend, and Alice, like, oh, Ernest, take me now. And it's like, oh, hey, Gabs, what are you doing? It's like, oh, we just got back with my parents. So she has parents. We don't know which kind, but it's fine. We don't need to know right now. And basically he's like, oh, he sends it back. Do you want to go hang out? You know how she said hang out, not a date. It's like, oh, sounds super fun. Like, oh, let's do it. Oh, no mushy stuff. It's like, no, gross. So, we had our agreement. We're just going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, and not doing any of that stuff. And it's like, oh, and they're basically going to see a new America Rat movie. And I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's America Rat 8 because they were talking about like, oh, which America Rat sequel was your favorite, and they said like 7.5 or 7.5 or something. Like that was like the. I'm not sure they said. No, they didn't say it was in the most recent. It was Gabriella's favorite sequel. So, is that the most recent one? So is. At least when they were passing by the movie theater, I don't think I saw a number there, so I'm assuming it's America Rat 8. And I kind of like how they both know the, not really the theme, but it's like, oh, he'll save your babies without spreading rabies. Oh, okay, it's pretty cute. And Gabriel's like, oh, okay, since we're both agreeing, we're going to see it, we both love the movie, it's going to be great. But here's the problem. Since we just, got back, and my parents want to rest from the trip, so... And since she's a kid, so she obviously wants to do stuff. She's not tired or anything. She said like since my parents are tired, they kind of want to sleep in, and they can't take me to the movies because they're not gonna allow me to see a movie with my boyfriend like without a chaperone. It's okay. Can someone in your family take you? And he's like, oh, let me see. And we have Bill kind of looking at his different items like a screwdriver. Screw, like was a tape dispenser. I'm not sure. I guess he's a clean out the drawer. It's not a garage sale. He's a clean out the drawer. I need to get rid of something that doesn't spark joy, but all you guys sparked joy to me. Okay, so he's not a hoarder, but he likes to keep things. And Cricket's like, hey, I have the perfect person. Like me and my chaperone will pick you up and we'll see the movie. Okay, cool. And then Cricket's like, oh, hey, Dad, can you be my chaperone with me and Gabriella? I'm like this again. It's a whole character amnesia thing. Because remember, and everyone, okay, maybe not everyone, but what was it? Cricket, Tilly, Gloria, Alice, Nancy, and Bill. Yes, all six of them were in that room where Cricket said, "I have a girlfriend," and Gloria obviously doesn't believe it, and even Tilly says, like, "I have this photo of her." And her name is Gabriella, and I had this photo around because people don't believe me when I talk about it. Bill was there. He wasn't wearing any headphones or earplugs or anything like that. He was there, and even if he was reading something, which I don't think he would have been paying attention to it. And his episodes aren't far apart. So, what the heck? Oh, who's Gabriella? What do you mean? First point off. Shame on you, Bill. And basically, and basically, Cricket say, "Oh, she's my girlfriend," and Bill's obviously freaking out. They're like, "Oh, hey, like, yeah, you know, we like to pull pranks and stuff like that, and like, you know, she's really fun." And it's like, "Oh, like, oh, hey, do you want a chaperone?" Basically, and Bill said, "Oh yeah, sure," and oh, where you want to go? Oh, eat gourmet food and stuff like that. Like, oh no, we're gonna see America Rat, like, yeah, America Rat. And then Bill's like, you can see a movie any old time, like even as like another day or to see it with your friends. You can see it any time, like, a first date should be special. And Cricket clearly says that this is not a date. I'm not actually gonna take a point off of this, just because of, as spoilers, the date goes wrong and Bill sort of learns the lessons of the word consequences, a major consequence, from the after effects of the restaurant. So I'm not gonna take a point off, but Bill, like, sometimes he kind of annoys me. Is Cricket many times through the episode say, "Dad, it's not a date," and like, we're not all about that. We just want to see a movie, and like, I'm gonna go get ready. I guess maybe he was doing his hair. No, not that we saw. Maybe he was just doing this or something. Because he wears the same outfit. He's not wearing his shoes, so maybe he went to the bathroom. Who knows? He just said, "I'm gonna go get ready." Maybe he brought his wallet with him to buy popcorn. I don't know. He didn't really say. "I'm just gonna go get ready." And Bill obviously is like, doesn't listen. He's like, "Oh my goodness, my son has a first date." And it's like, "Oh, my son's counting me to make this the perfect first date ever." And I love how Cricket's like, "Gonna see Gabriella, gonna see Gabriella," and then I love this so much. He just sees Bill with his hair, was it moosed, and it was combed. He has a tuxedo on, and he has a towel around his forearm. And I like how Cricket's like doing this. He goes and see Gabriella, and he just this. Because he just like, "I'm putting them away," and he's just like yeah, was that? Yeah, okay. Like putting the finger guns away, and she's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" And he said, like, "Oh, like, I'm just gonna get ready for your not date." And like, and Cricket obviously sees what he's doing. It's like, I like what you're saying, but not so much how you're saying it. Like, "Dad, this isn't a date." And he's like, "Oh, let me just freshen you up." And Cricket's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And then he's spraying him. But he sprayed with the wrong stuff. "Oh, I'm spraying you with what was it? Mouthwash and body spray." The body spray went in the mouth, and the mouthwash went all over the body. Oh my goodness. And Bill's just dragging Cricket to the truck. Like, "Oh my goodness, son, like, let's just go." Oh my goodness. We learned that Gabriella lives in an apartment complex, or of like some sorts, just like Andromeda. Oh, pretty cool. So far, we had, or maybe it's a condo. I mean, I had to do my research on apartment complexes and condos because it was kind of different. Because the one where Mr. Gregorian lives in, with the news, the one that's next door to the Green family, along with what was the name? Brett, the one with the dogs. He works at the volunteer shelter. The apartment complex is like this. Gabriella's place is like this. So, is it a condo? I'm just gonna say condo for now. Yeah. Okay. So far we have Cricket living in a house, Remy in a mansion, Gloria used to live in an apartment, But now let's with in the house with the Greens. We have Andromeda. I'm pretty sure it was an apartment also, different apartment, and we have Gabriella in a condo. In the comments below, just tell me if I'm right. Apartment complex or condo, or is it a villa? I don't think it's a villa. Anyway, and like she's wearing something nice. It's not like a dress or anything, but I say it's a pretty cute shirt. And I love her ponytail. And I like how Cricket's like, hey Gabrielle, like this is my dad. Just don't make eye contact with them. He's acting crazy tonight. And then I said, oh, gracious Gabriella, I am your chaperone chauffeur. And I like how she's like, sup. She's like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. I'm not gonna judge her or anything. And and basically they're kind of talking to the which America Rat like movie sequel's your favorite, and Bill's like, oh, let's put on some tunes, and I love the song, but Cricket keeps on turning it off, basically telling his dad like, hey, we don't want to listen to the song, we want to talk about America Rat, like, and they probably were gonna get into probably like theories of could you imagine America Rat New World Order? Well, maybe not. Is that a comic? The New World Order is a comic, right? With Captain America. So yeah, I mean, would they have the rights to do New World Order with America Rat? Actually, maybe not. Who knows? Or like maybe they're gonna talk about like the brand new movie that's gonna come out, like the theories about it, but they didn't get a chance to because Bill kept on turning the radio back on. Again, I love the song and I love the voice actor doing that song. I loved it. And I love how Cricket's facial expression went from angry to like just that type of face. Just like, are you kidding me right now? And Bill's like, hey, what does this song like make you think of? This is a love song. It's like, oh, love, love, love. And Gabriella says like, oh, I guess my favorite sequel had to be 7.5. So I guess it was America Rat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7.5. And then Cricket's like, oh, there's a movie theater. It's pretty cool that we saw it again, but even though it's from the truck. But he's like, oh, there's 2 hours this time, so I guess it's a 2-hour movie. Okay, cool. And basically, and it's like, oh, Dad, you missed the turn. And it's like, oh, we're gonna get a bite to eat first. Like, doesn't that sound a good idea to you guys? And it's like, oh yeah, sure. And Gabrielle is like, oh, let's go to Burger Clown. And again, we had to mention a Burger Clown again. And it's like, oh, I heard that they put the toy in the actual burger. It's supposed to be really gross. They're obviously like not gonna eat it, but probably to find the toy and just look how gross it is. Because they're not that dumb like to do that or anything, so they're fine. And then I like how Cricket's like, you heard the lady, so don't don't disrespect her. And then Bill's like, I actually have an idea of like to go somewhere else. And like, hey, we're here. And then Gabriella's kind of taking a look at the place, and it's kind of like I would say, at least in my opinion, it's a place where you find like in Seattle. Maybe I'm just thinking because it's like a tall building with I'm making circular motions, but I don't know what I'm doing. It like rotates basically, and yeah, the tower reminds me of Seattle. Is Big City Green supposed to represent Seattle? Because they had Big City Greens like a panel in for New York, and then I think the creators kind of said like, oh, it's time to go to the actual big city. So is this supposed to be a combination of New York and Seattle? And it comes below if you know that, but I'm not actually sure. But that building, it reminds me of Seattle. And I'm not sure I'd be able to eat there just because the Windy City, it moves not too fast at first but I'm not sure if I'd be able to eat while the building's moving. I don't know, maybe we need to give it a try. I'm not sure. Ooh, excuse me. And okay, what happens next? And like a Gabriella's like, hey Cricket, does your dad have a plan? Like, what's going on? I thought we were gonna go to a Burger Clan to go see America Rat. And he says like, oh no, my dad usually does his face when he has like a plan. And he's like, oh, we're here. He does like a goofy smile. And Cricket's like, oh no, the face. Look, were you playing, old man? And he's like, oh, look to the heavens. And they see the building. And they're like, oh no. They go up the elevator. And basically, and Cricket's like, oh no, that sorrowful classical music. I'm glad they didn't like dwell too much on the music too much, as in because Cricket just he didn't say he disliked it, but he just doesn't prefer the music. That's perfectly fine. I love classical music, but that doesn't mean Cricket like has to. So that's pretty cool. And during the episode, I really enjoyed it, the music. And let me see. So like oh, rich people who laugh and don't smile. Oh no, holding hands and leads to smooching by candlelight. And you see a couple. I'm not sure, boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband, a wife, or partners. Who knows? But they're kissing. And that lady, like wasn't wearing like a nice red dress. Kind of reminded me of what was her name, Peggy. I don't know. The red dress kind of seemed familiar. Yeah, yeah, it seemed kind of similar, to Peggy's dress. And and trying to think what happens next. And then it's like, oh, come on, you two, let's sit down. I don't like this part. I know, I know. I have trouble pronouncing things also, like especially with things that like in another language. But I just think they were kind of pushing the gas pedal just a little bit too much, especially with the waiter kind of going. It was a bit too much. Like especially with me, just with me personally, when I like how Bill was just doing like so casually. I guess they're trying to say like always like a common thing with me. I usually like to take a look at the of the word. Like I look at it really carefully and really like think about it, and then I try to pronounce it. I'm not sure if I do it all the time, but I like to try to pronounce it like kind of not syllable by syllable, but sort of that way. Kind of like just to spread it out, so I can just get what I'm trying to say across, and also like not trying to do like an accent. Have I done an accent? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But so when Bill's doing it, and like what was it? He was naming like 5, 6 items. Like I was kind of like, okay, it's kind of getting dragged along, and that waiter's face. I feel your pain, but also that face, I just don't want to look at it. And he's like, okay, very very good, sir. Yeah, sure, I'll get your order. And he even says, "Oh, it's my son's first date." And then Cricket's like, "Dad," and he's like, "Oh, you're right, son. This music is terrible." Cricket didn't say that, but whatever. Bill's gonna do his own thing. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where Cricket's like, "Gabriella, I am so sorry about my dad," and she's like, "Oh, like I don't know if I should say something, but really, like, wow." And he's like, "Yeah, but you have to understand. I just wanted to get us to America, right? It was his idea to go eat somewhere. I thought we were gonna go to Burger Clown, but then he brought us to this fancy place, and it's not somewhere that like I really wanted to be right now because I'm just not ready for this yet." And Gabriella's like, "Hey, I totally feel you, and I know this wasn't your fault, and I loved your dynamic so much, even if they seem to really go too long, and I might be pressing too much into it than what it is, but." I think in my opinion that's what makes it the best, because I like it when I can add stuff to it, which not really makes it better, but kind of maybe gets the point across a little bit, because they don't need to make a point across. Like they just showed that they care about each other. There's no misunderstanding, and they know that they can be honest with each other. Because Cricket could have just gone with like a lie, like, "Oh yeah, this is such a great idea," and Gabriella would have felt uncomfortable, and then maybe they kind of understanding at the end, maybe. But no, Cricket was just straightforward, honest, like. Gabriella, like, "I am so sorry." Like, I love that. Oh my goodness. And then and you and Cricket's kind of like, well, what are we gonna do? Because Cricket said, I'm not really ready for this like type of scenery yet. And guy was like, hey, like cheer up, bud. And well, she didn't say bud, like it's their boyfriend girlfriend. Like cheer up. I know a way that we can have fun in this place, like, and something that's built that's your style, and I love that. And just like what? Like, hey, let's do some pranks. Like at like bunch of snooty rich people. Let's do pranks at them. And then Crick's like, yeah, that'll be great. And again, like the soundtrack and their faces and them enjoying each other's company. And then there was even when they were tossing meatballs at the people. And then Cricket's like, hey, try one with marinara sauce. And then she did it. He said, oh, hey, that was a great idea. I love that so much. But again, there was this guy that said, oh, it looks silly. He's shaking his butt. There was another one where he's trying to eat pasta from his legs. And oh, there was even another one where they're trying to. Sorry, that was a loud door slam. But there was another one where there was the same couple that were the kissing by the candlelight. They put a candle out. They put the candle out, and they're like, "Oh my love, my love, my love, where'd you go?" I know they're trying to be dramatic. I get it, but I don't know. This isn't my type of humor. And they're trying to like find each other even though they're inches apart. I get it. It's a joke. I get it, but it's not my forte. I don't know. They're right in front of you. Just go back to making out. And there was another person where his like food spilled. There's another one where a bunch of too much Parmesan cheese went onto someone else's bowl, and there was a guy who said, "Oh, there goes what my one night off to myself ruined." So that was another weird thing. And again, they're shooting meatballs and they're complimenting each other and they're giving each other suggestions. I love that. The whole rich people interacting part I think was one of the worst, at least in my opinion. But Crick and Gabriella just interacting together, I might be overhyping them. I really don't want to do that, but I just really love it. And they say, "Oh, how do we top that?" Crick said, "I'm not sure we can." And he said, "Hey, why don't we go really crazy? This is a really crazy speed of moving the what's it called? I'm forgetting the name. I'm not sure how to name it. Like the part where it spins, where you eat, basically. Is that tall part of the building is the elevator, basically. And then I like how Cricket goes on the table. It's about to change it. He's like, "Hey, Gabriella, how come just like no one? There's no like He didn't say bartender, but a person that had this other side of the table, sorry, not table, counter." And then Bill's like, "Gotcha," and um. And he's like, "Oh, dang it, I knew it was too easy." And he's like, "Guys, what are you doing?" And then they try to explain to Dad, to Cricket's dad. He's like, "Dad, I'm sorry, so sorry that, we were pulling those sick pranks." And Gab was like, "Yeah, so sick." They're so cool. And he's like, I know we were damaging the restaurant. I'm sorry, but it wasn't too bad. And then Bill just doesn't care about the restaurant. Like, you ruined the potential of a perfect first date. And Cricket, again, for another time, said, "Dad, I told you this isn't a date." And he's like, "Oh, and it isn't gonna be if you keep acting like this. And we're gonna spend all night, if we have to, until we get this right. All night." And he swallows his keys. Even Crick and Gabriella are kind of worried, like, "Dad, come on. Like, don't do that." And then Bill's gonna do the proper things, like give your date compliments, and when you're done, give her more compliments. Keep, tuck your napkin in your shirt. Like don't glug the water. You sip. Take tiny bite-sized pieces of your food. Now, date. And he goes over the counter, and he's kind of watching them. Oh my goodness, don't do that. It's so creepy. And they're at least trying because they want to go together to see the movie. And if this is going to get the crazy Bill Green to leave them alone, so be it. And so Gaba's kind of trying, but she doesn't really know how to sit because she's just a kid. Again, she's like, what, 9, 10, maybe 11? I don't know. But again, I'm not sure like the maturity because, again, Remy and Cricket are a little bit more immature than Telly. Even Telly is still immature since she's a kid. But again, Remy was 9 for most of season 1. Now he's 10, and Cricket's like 10, 10 and a half, and Tilly's like 11, 11 and a half. So again, like kind of different maturity wise. So I would say Gabriella's like maybe 10, maybe 11. I really don't know. But she's trying to sip the water, but it's kind of spilling, and Craig is trying to take bite-sized pieces of his food, and then like and yeah, like Bill's like, oh, yes, it's working. Cricket, oh yo, like do the home run and give those compliments, and Cricket obviously likes Gabriella. He has feelings for her, but this isn't the way that he wants to express these feelings. So this is very uncomfortable for him because he's like, maybe one day I would like to say this to her, but for right now, I just can't do it. Because even he's like me, like, and it, his face is slants upon. He's just kind of crying, like, oh, man, this is so embarrassing for him. Like, I'm not ready for this right now. And Bill's like, is this day going south? Really? Like, oh my goodness. And it's like, well, no, Cricket. I'm glad that Bill and Cricket kind of know each other. This was another sweet moment. Doesn't make up for the other Bill stuff he's been doing this episode, but I like how Cricket's like, oh no, when my dad's up to something, he does a face, and then he's like, oh, is this day going south? He's like, no, Cricket does a face when he's sad, and Cricket does the face. Oh no, the face. That's a pretty cool parallel. I liked it, and I'm glad that Bill's kind of beat himself up a little bit. Where say, Bill, what are you doing? Your son told you it's not a date, and like here you are, you're kind of ruining it. Like and how am I gonna make it up to them, both of them? Is the final prank? The guy that that had the cringy face when Bill was trying to do the pronounce the words of the food items. He's like, sir, like you're gonna ruin your son's first date. And I'm glad that Bill said it's not a date. He does the prank. And I'm glad that Gabriella Cricket kind of bored. Like, what are we gonna do now? And then they're kind of getting slammed across the window, but it's going super crazy fast. And I'm glad that Bill apologized. And he said, "Oh hey Dad, like you did the prank. Like oh thank you." And like you cheered us up. It's like oh yeah, but I just want to apologize. He like twists his head. Cricket, I'm so sorry. You said that this wasn't a date. I should have listened to you. I just wanted to show you that I can be there for you and be a good dad and be a good chaperone. And Cricket says, hey, I understand. But you have to understand me also. I'm still a kid. I'm not ready for this type of stuff. I just want to have fun. And Buzz said, I hear you loud and clear. And I'm glad he went to Gabriella. He's like, Gabriella, I'm so sorry I made this super weird. Gabriella's chill. She's like she's like, nah, it's cool. She's doing like peace signs. I love it. And basically someone what was it, like a bottle fell on the lever, and then basically I'll have Bill and Craig kind of laughing, and they have Gabriella in the pasta pot. They're like, oh no, Gabriella. They kind of get her out, and then Gabriella obviously loves the Green family. I love that so much. He's like, okay, if night's gonna be like this every night, then I want you to chaperone for all of our get-togethers and maybe even dates, because this technically wasn't like the first date. So maybe for a first date, maybe you could be our chaperone. And then I'm glad he went to Cricket and said, hey Cricket, is that good with you? And he's like, maybe just drop us off at the theater. Maybe just do that. And basically he's like, oh, and I'm glad that Bill's like, hey, maybe it's time for you guys to go see a rat win the heart of a nation. And he's like, yeah, America Rat. And then the guy's like, no, you guys made a mess, you gotta clean it up. And Cricket's like, oh yeah, we trashed another restaurant. They're cleaning up, but Bill's kind of starting a food fight with them, trying to have fun. I'm not sure if they missed their movie or not. Maybe at least they missed like half of it. I'm not sure, but hopefully they got to see the whole thing and they got to enjoy it. And it's not like a bad sequel for America Rat. Hopefully they had a good time. And then again, Bill, why do you have to make things weird? Bill's like, I'm gonna tell you this night at the night of your wedding. And Cricket's like, what? Again, Cricket said that he's not comfortable with the stuff yet. Bill, come on, let it go. At least for now. But again, that's the end of the episode, where they're all kind of having a good time until Bill said that line and Craig kind of getting uncomfortable again. Whew. Sorry, I needed to take a breather there. But let's see my ratings for this episode. Let's see. 95. 90. Wait, why am I saying? I was kind of thinking, like, why am I saying like a little bit out loud? Like, I think I usually do that. I'm just kind of forgetting, but these are just temporary percentages until I make like the final call basically for it. If you're kind of wondering what I'm doing, hold on, where was I? Sorry, it's like taking a minute. Um, hmm. Okay. So I made the final decision. Was kind of I was kind of bottom. Well, not bottom line for it actually, but I was kind of trying to decide it was either 65, a D plus, or a solid C, 70. I came to the conclusion, just going after the stuff. I was kind of thinking like, Bill, you shouldn't really done that, and I was kind of thinking, am I kind of being a little too harsh on it? So, so I came to the conclusion that sorry, I'm sorry. I'm kind of thinking about it one more time. Just I'm second guessing myself just a little bit. Okay, yeah, I would give this a 65%. It's just okay, not bad. It's just okay. Again, I'm glad that Gabriella's back. I love Crick and Gabriella's dynamic. Just Bill and those rich people. Maybe you guys thought this was 100, and the comments below tell me that you thought this was 100. You thought the rich people jokes were really hilarious, and I'm really happy for you. I really am. It's just not my type of thing. I even thought Alice, even though her short time in this half of the episode, I thought she was funny. Um, Another mention of Ernest. Again, I thought Ernest was a great, and not really addition to the cast since he was only in the flashback, but I'm glad we got another mention of him. And again, Gabriella's back, so from Montreal, so we can get more episodes of her, and maybe her interacting with Cricket's mom. Maybe it will go better than Cricket's dad. I'm glad Bill, apologized, which is good. But again, that line at the And where was it? Oh, I'm gonna tell you this story about at your guys' wedding. Like, even if Cricket told you that he wasn't comfortable with it, I just after this, you know, kind of just sitting with those thoughts and those critiques, 65%, kind of like at the same level of Cricket's Shoes and Home Share Hoedown. Those were in season 1, where they weren't bad, but I just thought they were okay. I think maybe even Green Streets, you know, the Officer Keys episode, I thought that was just okay also. I mean, I forgot what score I gave that, but I think that was a 60 or 65 also, but I could be wrong. So yeah, again, D plus, it was just okay. I was kind of thinking maybe give it a good rating, like for like 70, but I just wasn't feeling it. Like you know, it just felt like I don't know, maybe they didn't deserve that spot. So yeah, so hopefully the second half will be better. Again, not bad. I'm glad Gabriella's back. Cricket and Gabriella's relationship, it's great. Anyway, so yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, don't forget to share the video, and I'll see you guys later today for the second half of episode 25. Yeah, 25? Yeah, the second half of episode 25, and it's called The Room. Yeah, I believe this was called The Room. So I'll see you guys later today for that. Okay. Bye.